Hello all, and today I'm going to show you how to make a finished floor plan. The first step is adding your room tags. This is a room tag and you can add it by going to the architecture tab, and first you must identify that space as a room. So click room, and when you hover over the space you want to identify as a room, it's going to pop up a room tag, so you click it, and mine is having this error because I've already applied a room tag, of course. So I'm going to click cancel, but you click it, and once you click that in your room, you can double click to change the name to whatever you want, and Revit automatically numbers your rooms for you, but if you want to change that as well, do the same for the number. Click it and change the number. Now, if you have a situation like this living room and kitchen here, where as you can see there's an opening right here and it's not a fully enclosed, space, all you have to do is go to the room, then do this before you try to add a room tag. Click the room separator line and draw a line or multiple lines, depending on your situation, where you want to separate the spaces. So you would click, I'm not going to click because I've already got one there. And then once you click, they're now separated, so you can go to room and add a room tag. Now the reason why you can't see my room separator line is because if you click this light bulb here where it says reveal hidden elements, you will see in a dark red color that I've got mine hidden. But if I just right click and click unhide in view and then uncheck this light bulb, it's back. But I'm going to hit the undo button because I don't want it showing, like so. The second step is to add your floors and floor tags along with its respective patterns. So some flooring materials do automatically come with a pattern. However, it takes up the entire room. And I recommend for floor patterns, when you show the pattern, only show about 25 to 50% of the pattern. Anything over 50% is just going to look busy with all the annotations, the room tags, and anything else you might have on this plan or, construction document sheet for the finished floor plan. To add a floor, you would have a subfloor and then you would have a finished floor. So I'm going to go in and add this subfloor, which is going to take up the entire footprint of the space. Then I'm going to click the check mark. Now I'm going to add a finished floor for the living room, hallway, and kitchen, and the closet. So I'm going to go to floor and click edit type, duplicate. I'm going to name this carpet. To do the material, you just click edit, click these three dots, and then you find your material and okay and apply it. But I'm not going to do that right now. If you want to make your own material, I have a video out on how to do that. I will link it in the description box below and put it up on the screen. So I did duplicate and renamed it carpet, as you can see. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to type in under type mark, I'm going to type in CPT. That stands for carpet tile. And I'm going to click apply and okay. And you could also change the thickness. Since this is a finished floor now, you can press edit and change the thickness. I'm just going to change it to 1 inch. Actually, I'm going to do half. That's kind of a thick carpet. I don't like thick carpets. Apply and OK. Do your type mark, which should be the abbreviation for that material floor. So this is a carpet, so that's why I put CPT. And now I'm going to draw everywhere I want carpet and click the check mark. And it's going to say the highlighted floors overlap. Don't fret. You're okay. So let me actually move this section to here and go to view. You can either move the subfloor down or do whatever you got to do. You just want to not have them inlaid in each other. So I'm going to select the finished floor and move it up like so. Now they're not overlapping. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the living room and the kitchen. I'm going to go to architecture tab, floor, edit type, duplicate, and I'm going to name this LVT. And I'm going to scroll down under type mark and change that to LVT. Apply and OK. Once again, I'm not focused on actually applying the materials right now. I just want to show you how to add a floor tag and floor pattern. So I'm going to just hover it over the hallway and the living room. I'm going to click the check mark, and it's doing that again. So I'm just going to go back to my section and move that floor up. I'm going to show you how to prevent you having to do it every single time afterwards with this next one. The next one is the kitchen, architecture, floor, edit type, duplicate. I'm just going to name this one tile because I want tile in the kitchen. And I'll do the type mark PT, standing for porcelain tile. Apply. Okay, that's fine. If you see that notification pop up, that means go back and check your materials. That means that another floor has that same type mark and you don't want to duplicate the same floor. But this is just a sample video, so I'm going to ignore that. So how do you avoid having to go back and adjust the floors every single time in that section? Over here where it says height offset from level, I'm going to change it to 1/2 inch, which is the exact thickness of this tile. Apply, and the other floors that I just did. Now I'm going to actually draw that tile in the kitchen. Just going to adjust this line here with the align tool. And now I'm going to click the check mark. And as you can see, that warning did not pop up. And when I go to the section again, why would you flip? I did not tell you to flip. That flooring is above the subfloor here. Now that I have applied the subfloor and the finished floors, I'm going to tag these floors. So your flooring installers need to know what type of flooring is going in each room, and that's why room tags and floor tags are important. So to tag a floor, you're going to press TG on your keyboard. When you're tagging your floors, for some reason Revit likes to sing your tags over yonder depending on where you hover over. So right now the tag is popping up by the linen closet, but that's okay. If you just click and just drag it over, that's fine. But before I click, I want to get rid of that leader line. So I'm going to unhighlight this leader line text and just click. And as you can see, I'm just going to move this right there. So now I'm going to tag the kitchen. All you have to do is hover over it, click, and move your tag wherever you please. Same thing with the closet. Click, and you can do that for all your rooms. So that is how you apply a floor tag. Now, if you do not have a floor tag loaded, this is what you can do. Press TG on your keyboard, tag something that you do have, like I have a door tag, and click this door tag. You might have the tab to it, and click Edit Family. Now hit the Save button. Save it as a floor tag, like so. And I'm going to save mine under Downloads. Don't mind that. That's just because I already made one. Alright, and now I'm going to exit out of this. Don't need that anymore. And I'm going to delete this because I don't want that. I'm going to delete that door tag. And now go to your file, wherever you just saved your new floor tag, and open it. Right here is the floor tag I just made from that door tag. Now each tag of, type of material or object or component, it's going to have a distinct shape. So this shape here belongs to door tags. I'm not going to use that same shape to continue to tag other things. So I'm going to delete these lines, and I'm going to click this number and click Edit Label. See how this says mark? You don't want that. Put that back by clicking it and pressing this red arrow. You're going to scroll down and click Type Mark and click the green arrow. That's the one you want. So click Apply and OK. This type mark represents the type mark you put in for your floors. So when I typed in CPT, that was the type mark for that carpet. their type mark and this label is how Revit is going to identify what to tag, basically. So now that I've changed the label, I'm going to go to Create tab, go to the Line tool, and make any other shape except for the previous one. So I'm going to do that. Click this file icon here. Scroll down. Right now it's on door tags because that's the tag we just copied from and made our own. But scroll down and click floor tag because otherwise it's not going to tag your floor. So click floor tags and click OK, and now you can load it into your project and save it. I'm not going to save it and load it in because I already have one, but you do that because you didn't have one before. So that's how you make a floor tag and load one into your project if you don't already have one. You're basically just building off of another tag of a different component that's already existing without changing that current component's tag properties. Lastly, for the floors, you need to show the floor pattern. This helps your installers get a glimpse of, what the pattern of the floor even looks like. So I like to do this by going to the Annotate tab and doing a field region. So I'm going to click that. So go ahead and hover over to the space where you want to show your first floor pattern. I'll start with the carpets. So I'm gonna, if I don't already see one over that I like, which I already made my carpet one, but I'm gonna show you how to make a new one. You just click edit type, duplicate, name it whatever floor you're making the pattern of, and then click OK. And then you're gonna go over here to foreground fill pattern, go all the way over, click the three dots, and pick the pattern that best matches the flooring pattern that you're specifying. And if you don't see one, just make your own. So for carpet, I chose this sand dense. I feel like that best matches carpet. So I'm gonna click apply and OK. And you can either show the pattern in a circle or a square, rectangle, whatever shape you want. I'm just gonna do a rectangle. And once again, please do no more than 25 to 50% of the space. Now I'm gonna click the check mark. And now the flooring installers have a glimpse of what this carpet looks like. So I'm going to do the same thing for LVT and kitchen tile. So I'm going to go to Annotate, Field Region, and I already made one for the tile. And I want to contour this preview of the flooring pattern to this opening right here. So I'm going to start like this. Like so, and that will be the tile pattern. And I'm going to do the same for the living room. And I would like to go for the wood one. That's what most LVTs imitate anyway, like so. So now that I've done the floor patterns, applied the floors, and the floor tags, the last thing you want to do is add your transition tags. So I've never known Revit to actually come with transition tags. So I just like to make mine with detail lines. What a transition is when you have this floor and a completely totally different floor meeting up in a doorway of some sort, and you don't want them just nakedly butting up to each other, so you need some type of transition. And my tip for this is always try to find a transition that matches the LVT, especially when you're going from LVT to a tile. There are two types of transitions that are commonly used. There's a T-mold transitions when the floors that are meeting up are typically up the same height. Or there's a reducer transition when one floor is vastly thinner than the other one. So you're going to be going from a low height flooring to a high height flooring. And if you know what a tile looks like, and if you've ever seen one plank of LVT, you know the LVT is very thin, and it is more than likely thinner than this tile thickness. So to do the transition tags, I like to go to detail line, change it to medium lines, go to the ellipse tool, and you could either do it this way or turn it this way, but I prefer this way because it gives more room for the text. So just make your ellipse and go to the text tool in the Annotate tab or type TX on your keyboard. And if you need a reducer transition, just type in RDT. If you need a T-mold transition, type in TMT. That's what that stands for. But I'm going to do reducer. transition. And this next step you could have done before or now, it doesn't matter. Just go back to the detail line and draw X in the ellipse, like so. And I love how the text automatically comes over the lines of the cross. If you want to populate this, you want to group this together. So I'm going to select all of these elements by holding the Control button on my keyboard. And I'm going to select the text, the two cross lines, and the ellipse. And I'm going to click the group icon here. And I'm going to name it Reducer Transition. I did already make one earlier, so that's why that's popping up. But just gonna put the name in a little differently this time. And now what I can do is I can copy this to, other areas, like so. And you would do this, make a whole nother group for your T-modes, So I'm just gonna delete that one. So that is how you make a finished floor plan. The reason why I don't want the entire floor pattern showing for the entire footprint of the room is because I feel like, if this were a bigger project, it would just get so messy. And my number one tip for anything in interior design is always try to be neat with your work. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. God bless.